So look, Mark, Apple has been leading a push to come back to its office for its own employees. Why hold this event virtually again?
Yeah, they really had no choice but to do this virtually, right? We don't know what's going to happen with COVID over the next 2 months or so. It's not predictable. These shows take several months to put together, right? They either have to put 3 months of time into developing an in-person version or 3 months' time developing an online version. And it's really hard to put, all your effort in if you're splitting it across both. So they had to pick one direction. And the in-person direction is just not safe at this point. Who knows what could happen with COVID 1 week or the day of the event where they have to cancel the whole thing. Apple was in a position where it really couldn't afford to become stuck. So it had to go online only, and the compromise is they're going to allow a small number of people in the Steve Jobs Theater at the Apple Park headquarters to watch the pre-recorded video live.
So what are we expecting the substance of this developers conference will be? What will be the big announcements?
I think this is going to be a fairly strong Apple developer conference, right? They are scheduled to release new Macs, including a new version of the MacBook Air around the middle of the year. So perhaps they use WWDC to introduce that laptop. That's going to be a very big deal. Obviously, there's lots of fans of the MacBook Air, and this will be the biggest redesign in the product's history, and we'll have a new version of the Apple in-house chips. We're also looking for major fitness tracking and health upgrades on the Apple Watch, as well as a pretty big update to iOS, to iOS 16, though I'm not expecting a full-blown redesign. And additionally, there could be some conversation about AR and VR applications ahead of a larger reveal of its mixed reality hardware for its headset later this year or next year.
You've been reporting on Apple's return to the office and pushback from some employees. How is this evolving? I mean, and could you see Apple losing talent as a result when, other companies are also pushing for people to come back?
Yeah, so next week, that's the deadline to start returning to the office if you're an Apple corporate employee, right? So they'll start 1 day a week in the office on April 11th, right, next Monday, and then a few weeks after that, it'll be 2 days a week. And by the end of May, or a week before the end of May, they're going to expect employees in the office Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. Now, I would say there's probably at least a few hundred employees who are leaving Apple over that policy. But, we should note that Apple has over 160,000 employees. Obviously, most of that is retail, but still several tens of thousands of employees. So this is a small number of people altogether. The interesting thing to me, if anyone wants to read my Business Week story on this, is that Apple put out a 9-minute advertisement touting how great its own products, software, and services are for remote work. Yet it's requiring those very people who developed those products to work from the office. So a little bit of irony right there.